The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Yeah, Earnestly Speaking podcast. Let's get it. I'm a giant in New York, in Miami carry heat. So much more in store, my product can flood the street. Opinion Nation Godfather, CEO. Puff in the late 90s, gon' see me blow. Oh. Got my hustle on, no imitation of bad. Army of untouchables, Opinion Nation staff. Never an off season, homie, check the numbers. Heart throb in my own right, supplying southern comfort. Earnestly speaking, my ego is well fed. Earnestly speaking, you're too feeble and no threat. See, I'm like a hurricane, you're a mild breeze. Earnestly speaking, leaving Eli a dynasty. Shake!
Earnestly Podcast, recording this on a Sunday, November 30th, 2025. A rare Sunday here. But here with my father, Earl, my brother, well, he went away somewhere apparently. He's now black screen. Eric. Fellas, what's going on? Sunday morning podcast. Well, afternoon now podcast. What's going on, man?
Good. Looking forward to discussing Heat and LeBron and OKC.
Yeah.
All
Eric,
that good stuff.
Yeah, good hair. I want to get good hair again.
Let it grow out.
And now you fucked it up. Yeah, I want to talk to you guys a little bit some basketball. It's been a while since you podcasted, like almost a year, I think, actually.
Has it been a year?
It's close to it.
For the election, right?
No. Well, no.
Yeah, we did it just before the election. Yeah.
No.
I think that was the last.
We did it after the election.
We did one more close after the election.
The last one we did, I just did the shows, and the last one we did was actually literally 2 weeks after Trump got inaugurated. So
Yeah.
January, February.
Oh, really?
No.
It was December.
No, Luka trade.
You're right.
We did a reaction to Luka trade. February.
Yep.
How could we miss that?
Yeah, that's February, early February. I mean, that's wow. That's almost a
How
year
the
ago.
world has changed.
Seemed like a long time ago.
Doesn't it feel like a long time ago? Luka trade.
Yeah.
Like he was once a Maverick. I was a Laker. Anthony Davis. Did you see that video?
Yeah.
They played on Friday. The Lakers and the Mavs. And I guess LeBron and AD didn't handshake, nothing. LeBron ignored him and AD ignored him. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy. I guess some bad blood there, I guess, from the trade.
I thought they were buds, man. I thought they were buddies.
No, that's what's fake. It's a lot of things with LeBron. I think is really. We'll get to LeBron in a second, man. LeBron could wait. Okay, this is about the Heat right now. The streak is over. As of last night, this game winning streak. They're now 13-7. Detroit came in there, kind of disappointing for many reasons because like Detroit lost 2 in a row already as it was, but also Detroit was coming on a back-to-back too. On top of that, on the back end of back-to-back. So I figured we can clip them here, get the 7th win in a row. But man, this is my first time watching the Pistons this year, like really fully and focused. Very impressive team, actually, to be honest with you. I don't know if they can sustain this though because not enough shooting, but this is a good team, man. Caden Cunningham is amazing, man.
They can more than sustain it. They play without their second best player.
What's that kid's name? You mentioned it last night. I think it was in a text.
The center.
Duran,
right?
Duran,
It was Earl Jr. actually mentioned that.
He's the real deal.
Yeah,
he's the real deal. So I think they'll be consistent throughout the year, and they're gonna be. If I was a betting man right now, and they continue growing as I see them growing, they may be in the finals. Or maybe we will be seeing them in round 2 of the playoffs.
It's not crazy to think that because this year in the East it's wide open. No Boston, no Indiana. So in New York, I mean, look, New York will figure it out. I think they will. Cleveland's kind of still not a mess, but they're not as good as I thought they'd be. Start the year anyway. I had them winning 6 games this year. I don't think they're gonna get there now. So the East is kind of wide open though. Yeah. Dad, you follow. Yeah. Dad, this is the thing with you though. You follow the teams really quickly though.
I follow the team.
No, you fall in love with teams really quickly. You fall in love with teams.
I fall in love with team
really quickly.
I like that. I'm a lover of basketball.
but really quickly, Dad had mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
To now, we're not very far into the season, but where did you have the East?
We're the third in.
Yeah, I mean, but where did you have the East? rankings compared to the beginning of the season to now, or maybe what's like the biggest surprise out of it?
The biggest surprise in the East
You
is
probably have the Heat. Dad was surprised by the Heat. I was
I
like,
am too.
I think they're still going to end up being like a fourth or fifth, probably a fourth seed.
Yeah.
That's
But
over.
I think the question is, did we expect Detroit to be what 13-3 before the little
No, the way they've been so far has been shocking. They were well. A lot of the question too is also not what they did last year, was it a fluke or not. That was the question, because they were good last year.
Yeah, yeah.
But
They took New York to 7 last year.
6.
Or 6.
It was a close 6
yeah.
though. It was very very close 6 though. New York had lost that series easily.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of it too is also the fact that, do we think it was a fluke last year? But the thing is, you also have to kind of weigh in the fact that also the East is a little bit easier because of Indiana and Boston not being at full strength, and that's a big deal because if they're full strength, Boston's probably number 1 in the East right now. Indiana probably 2 or 3. So you got to bake that into as well. But having said that, how good they've been has been really a shock. Both teams, really, Detroit and Miami, honestly. It's a shock.
This is why I thought last night should have been a good litmus test for the Heat. For both teams, actually, they had similar records. I guess you could say they're both sort of the surprise or Cinderella so far.
Yeah.
Miami
more so.
Right. I was about to say Heat specific. As I was telling Eric earlier, I honestly didn't see them being as good as they are.
Yeah.
But given what I see now, I think if we continue growing, we can make a lot of noise to the point we should be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's very plausible. That's very plausible. I mean, do you see a world where Miami beats Cleveland or New York in a 7-game series?
I think we can beat both. Now, we're going to have to make some bold moves, all right? It may or may not entail a trade.
So you don't think this team currently contracted could win that series?
Well, I need Ware to play 35 minutes a game. I want him to continue growing and have that trajectory of a dominant center because I think he have that potential.
He would need a start then. But now here's the good news for him.
That's what I'm saying. So who are you going to sit?
Well, the thing is, he got benched after Hero came out on Monday, but he's still playing 25 plus minutes though. So he's still getting.
We need him more time. We need him to play 35 minutes.
Well, you and I agree on that one. Like, to me, their ceiling is depending on what Ware is. If Ware ascends this year by April, the ceiling, as Jordan used to say, the ceiling is the roof.
We don't have to worry about sitting him. Once he's healthy, let him go. Get him on all cylinders. Let him go.
What does he need besides the minutes to really ascend? I guess.
You mean his game? You mean?
Well, if he get the minutes, I think he would ascend quicker, and that's my point. We need to give him more touches. We need to give him more experience. Now, that's our guy.
I don't disagree.
That is our guy.
I don't. That's why I brought it up. See that?
Right. Clearly,
I
he
don't
could be a top 3 rebounding center in the league. Top 3.
Because one thing about this roster,
or win the rebounding title. That's how good he potentially is. One of the things that you recognize what he does. He keeps ball alive, so he may get 2-3 rebounds on one, possession. He is that good potentially. Now, if Spo can get into his head, which the organization have shown to be effective, he can be a dominant center.
I was telling
it's all about the big man game now. Well,
it's cyclical. It's coming back around again.
Yeah, big man is back.
Yeah. I was telling Eric today too. Also, like, I don't know if you need 35 minutes a game because. One of the beauties about this roster I love is that we're starting to realize that this team is a lot deeper than we realize. Like this can go 10-11 deep now to the where it has a very San Antonio Spurs like 2014 Spurs feel to it, where none of those guys play more than 30 minutes a game because they Popovich would insert guys 12th man, 10th guy, 9th guy to keep those legs fresh. I feel like this roster right now has been very productive throughout the first third of the year. That you don't have to have these guys playing 30 plus minutes a game. You can have 25 to 29 minutes a game between even Bam and
you also had 3 Hall of Famers on that team.
Older,
the experience on that team can really right
make
it fluid. This isn't
And
I
they
don't want
were
to say it's an
veterans
upstart
at that
team.
time too. And they were
Yeah,
veterans
they
at that
were,
time.
they were 10 plus year veterans. This team is an upstart team with people that want to get there. It's probably,
Yeah.
Bam is probably satisfied. He's the max player. He's the franchise
Yeah,
kind of Miami Heat player. The only
Yeah,
person I'm
he's the
trading him for
captain.
is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Wemby,
Jokic,
No,
Jokic,
no, no.
Luca.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh wait,
Jokic
there's
is
actually no. There's 10 there's
SGA.
10 players I will definitely trade him for. Let me not say it. But he's our franchise player. That's the guy. It comes down to everybody else. And I think everyone's on the way up. Like, look, they want their money. They want that, you know, they want to make sure they get the time in. And that's why I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to balance getting these younger guys and saying, hey, we're only going to play you, 15, 20 minutes. And they're per, what is it? The per
PER.
48 averages probably
Yeah,
look a little bit better. And they're like, hey, if I go somewhere and get more minutes, probably makes more sense for me, stat wise, because you got to get that money at the end of the day. So it's
Mhm.
going to be interesting how it gets balanced. And then you have what Powell. This is his contract year. Hero's
Yeah,
contract year. And Wiggins has one more year,
yeah.
or
One more
this is
year, I
his
believe.
contract year
No,
too.
no, no. This is contract year also too. Yeah, this year, I think.
So
wow.
3 of your top 5 players are in
Wow.
contract years. Where does this go?
Like, to be honest,
Yeah.
with you, like normally I would think about next year, but right now because of the opportunity presented now with the East,
Mhm.
I'm not worried about that now. Honestly, this is the one time in the world. Normally, I will always like forecast like the
Yeah,
next
go
year.
all
Okay,
travel, go all out,
this
go
year I'm
all
like,
out. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
we'll get there to that point. But right now, I'm so locked in until right now, and the opportunity presented right now because that time will come.
But it does
Go ahead,
that has something to do with this year and how we're
explain.
going to be operating, right?
Okay,
Do
Well,
you want Hero coming back and like see how this year actually plays out with this team going, or like do you say, hey, if we can make a move to get better, are we? I don't think there's a market. We can have a separate conversation on the market for Hero, but are we trading like a Jovic and another player for a specialist, something to put us like over the top, or I
oh,
at least from my
well,
perspective,
that,
that's the way that we get better. I
well,
don't think it's
right
getting rid of
now.
Hero.
you have to identify the star you want though, the player
Yeah,
you want.
I don't think there's a market for a star. I think that there's an incremental way to get better with like Jovic and another like Drew Smith type of player that they can sell the upside. Maybe we can talk about Jovic's his.
You hate that contract, don't you? You keep
I,
talking
I
about
hate
it
I
every
hated
2
it
weeks
last year.
now.
I wanted him gone last year, and then they gave him another was it
15
$90
million,
million
15,
dollars, just 15,
15
15 a
million.
year.
Yeah.
You know, But you did say it's a tradable contract. I mean, I think they're
By
like, hey, if
today's
we give him this
standards,
money,
yeah.
we can trade this off if there's some upside to him. Maybe. Hopefully that comes true. I just don't see. I'm out on Jovic.
Well, to your point
Maybe.
though, well, you right now you're right on it because like prior to last night, he was out of rotation.
Yeah.
You saw the game last night?
He played. I saw it yeah, I saw the game last night. I was like in and out.
He was absolutely
Sloppy,
terrible.
sloppy.
Yeah.
And
His head was not in the game.
I sent.
I mean, he just gave an inbound pass. He just actually gave the ball to the defender.
He played too aggressive. He played way too aggressive.
No, this wasn't aggressive. You could tell that the person's head was not in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Other things also, when handling the ball, going towards the, and I've seen this on many different occasions. He's not fluid going to, although he has good size.
Yeah.
I don't see any sign of dominance in any way, in any facet of his game. I
Well,
don't see it.
I'm not asking for dominant. I'm asking for productivity and
Oh
not
no
make
no no! But
mistakes.
well, maybe that's the wrong word. Not dominant, but consistency in
Correct. That's
any
the right word.
area.
That's the right
Yeah,
word.
in any
Consistency.
Consistency.
area
Yeah.
of his
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Offense, defense. Going to the hoop. There's nothing special about the guy, in my
I
opinion.
said it. I said it when they gave him the contract. I said, we just made another Duncan Robinson contract. We
But
just did
Duncan
it
Robinson,
again.
but at least Duncan Robinson was
But
more justifiable because of
But
the
yeah,
shooting.
and I,
yeah,
I was going to follow it up by saying I would have
Mhm.
rather done Duncan Robinson's contract, which was a little bit more, yes, and more years, than do Jovic's contract. at the 4 years, 15
And,
million a
and
year.
only that, Doug Robertson also showed more effort. I mean, he was a bad defender, but he showed effort.
Yeah, bad.
By the way,
But he did something. There was something that he did at a very elite level, which got him that
yes,
contract.
3 point. Yeah,
We
yeah,
gave Jovic this
yeah.
contract. He's not doing anything at really any type of level above average, or I mean, it might
No.
be below average.
And by the way, with this new Detroit team for Robinson, as we own him, the guy has fit in perfectly with that team, and he
Well,
But
clearly showed.
that's the team he was meant to be on.
Yeah,
Someone
well,
with a superstar, you know,
Kate
a
is there.
superstar,
Kate is here. He's
primary,
arrived. Yeah.
primary scorer, and he's supposed to be the Kyle Korver that comes in, and literally the only thing you need to do
light
is
it up.
Well, to your
shoot.
point though. Well, to your point also too, like he's the only one that can do that. I think that's the one
Yeah.
thing about Detroit that concerns me is that he is the only shooter to have on that team. They need another shooter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was texting with our friend, my friend here on the show, Greg Carinia, who would text each other during the game. Was like, they need one more shooter. Like I don't think sustain this because of the shooting. Because you still need shooters in this league. Like Detroit is a very old school team. I'm watching last night. Like it's a very old school 80s, 90s basketball team. Which is good.
Points.
Say it again now.
Old school good. I hope you're talking about.
Yes, but at the end of the day, you need an equalizer, a shooter to put you over the top.
Okay, I get that, but let me tell you. Well, I know we didn't see the center, but the playoff last year with New York.
When is he back? When is he back anyway?
I think it's
I'm not
something.
sure.
I think it's something day to day, game by game. So it's nothing serious.
Oh, so soon. Okay, cool.
Yeah, right. But last year, go back to the Knicks series. That guy balled out, and he
did.
Sort of what's his name? The center for the Knicks was not really that much of a factor. He kind of held his own against him, Kyle Anthony. You know, so no, they to me, and then we didn't even mention Thompson yet.
He's good.
Yeah,
solid as a rock.
The other Thompson brother.
Yeah, solid as a rock. I like Detroit.
It's a good roster. It's a really good roster.
Yeah, I like Detroit.
Last time, the first time I got to watch him, really watch him, because obviously playing Miami, it's like, this is a good team. I like this team a lot, you know. But
let me ask you this though.
Go ahead.
You know, we missed Jaime last night.
We sure did.
We missed him big time.
We sure did.
You know, so we're not even talking about Jaime. He's a keeper.
And he's in his extension year.
Yes, he is. This is year 3. So this is the year where he's making a decision on that. He may have to keep him. I'd rather keep him than Jokic at this point.
I think we're going to be having
At this point, I said that when Jaime was drafted.
If Jaime
the amount of crap I talk about Jovic, just every game I watch, I'm just like, this is.
I will say this much though: if Miami's a top 4 seed, even hell, a top 3 seed in the East by the end of the year, Spo should get his first Coach of the Year, or at least could be considered for Coach of the Year.
Yeah. Agreed.
He won't get it though, because he's without question. He's one of the best, definitely.
Yeah, but I think everyone recognizes the fact that he has gotten the coach of the U.S. team. It's a big deal. So they recognize him.
Not only that, the award's over it anyway, because you know how many times Phil Jackson won that? Once. And the year he won it was without Jordan.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter, because the year he won was without Jordan. 94, 95. So, yeah. What was I going to say? But I was thinking about this last night watching the game, and Caden Cunningham, you know, phenomenal year again. I was thinking about this now too, also, like, because like I think on my list, if I'm not mistaken, I have number 11 on my list coming to the year, like 11th best player in basketball, maybe top 10. I'm not sure exactly. I'll look it up in a second. But are we in a world right now where Caden Cunningham might be a top 3 point guard down in the league?
Oh, absolutely. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah. I'm telling you, Cunningham have it all. And
so your best point guards.
25.
So your top point guards, obviously SGA number 1 with a bullet. No interest in SGA at this point now. Then your next guy is who on that. In no order. So SGA number 1.
I can't really think of.
We're still saying Steph, right? I guess for the time being.
Well, I tell you what, one or two, both of you may disagree with me. Mm-hmm. I'll take Cunningham over Steph right now.
That's a stretch, but you know,
I mean,
if you want to take and back it up with something, I'll be welcome to hear
that. The only argument is the age. That's it.
Yeah.
But you're looking at a 1 year sample. I'm looking at a 1 year sample for a game of my life right now.
I'm not talking about Steph 5 years ago.
No. That's what I'm saying right now.
3 years ago.
2025.
You're saying for this year.
Right now.
I don't hate it.
Cunningham can take a team to the promised land. That's how good he is.
Oh, you're there.
Every facet of the game of basketball, he is exceptional. Every
I
area.
don't know, man. I'm not putting him in Steph level.
So
Just
no, but I'm saying Cunningham at what 27,
28.
26, 25, whatever.
How old is he?
And a 38-year-old Steph. That's what I'm talking about right now.
I'd rather have a 38-year-old Steph. For this 1 year, I think he still has
everything
game-changing
Steph can do on
potential.
offense. This kid could score the same way. It may be in different ways, but he can score the same.
So for reference, when I did my top 25 list before the year started, I had Cunningham number 9 overall player in the league overall. Now, however, the following players
point guards before that.
Here are the point guards I ranked ahead of him right now. I had ranked entering the year. I had SGA, who was number 2. Luka is considered a point still, right? So 4. That's complicated. Okay, Jalen Brunson at 7, and then Steph Curry at 8. And right after Steph Curry is Caden Cunningham. So I had Caden Cunningham as a 1, 2, 3, the fifth ranked point guard in the league according to this list.
So you have 5 point guards in your top 10?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not your prototypical John Stockton, Chris Paul point guards. They're shooting guards. They're shooting guards for all intents and purposes. They just have the ball in their hands.
That's the James Harden effect, actually. That's actually a James Harden effect, actually.
Yeah.
You know? Now, granted, if you really took a bigger overview of the list, like, there's no Jason Tatum here because he's not playing this year. There's no Tyrese Halliburton on the list because he's not playing this year. So if those guys are on the list, Cade might slip a little.
Guard anyways.
No, my point is though the overall list. I had Cade Cunningham number 9 overall.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so if there was a world right here where Tatum and Halliburton were both healthy, I think we're both putting those guys over Cunningham.
So you would put
you put Halliburton over Cade Cunningham?
I'll consider it. Sort of consideration. I mean, he went to the finals last year. Went to the finals last year.
With all the magic he had last year, and I am a Tyrese Halliburton fan. I'm not sure if I'm
No, I'm not saying I would definitely. I'm not saying it's defend. I'm just saying that it's definitely a conversation. No, Jason Tatum's going to go over.
It won't be a long conversation, that's for sure.
Well, Tatum. Well, we all agree Tatum will go over him definitely because Tatum is. I mean, he's had like 8 years of amazing basketball, NBA championship, a couple of NBA finals appearances.
Well, Tatum is different.
We can have a separate conversation about how good I think Jason Tatum is.
Yeah. Tatum is different. He have proven himself after all the naysayers.
I'm clipping this segment definitely.
And as you said, he has a championship, which is a big deal.
I take the other side. I want to see Jason Tatum on a team by himself.
No. There's something.
You can't win by yourself. You need a team.
Listen,
I want him on a team like Cade Cunningham's on a team and see what he does.
Agreed.
Cade Cunningham got a lot of help right now.
I will say though,
he ain't doing it by himself.
I will say Tatum not being in Boston this year is helping his case. And I'm not even the biggest Tatum fan in the world. You guys, this is podcast last couple of years. You know, I've been one of the biggest Tatum critics in the world
because he's the only one missing.
Horford's gone.
Right, and then you add
KP's gone.
Center,
KP's gone.
Yeah, but KP was always gone. KP was always gone.
True that.
They don't win that championship. They didn't have KP.
I completely agree with you.
This is true.
Like when they got those, they assembled that team at the best time, and they ran the lead because they had that going. When they were going on all cylinders with KP, they were. You see them and you're like, this is like the monsters,
exceptional
monsters in Space Jam.
Yeah. So we can say
and
that
Drew Holiday.
They built that.
Drew Holiday, they don't have anymore either.
He was bad last year. He was bad last year, though.
I'm talking about that championship, championship team that they had. So it's not only Jason Tatum leaves. There's a lot of stuff that they don't have.
Built to last. In other words,
I mean, they're essentially their starting lineup.
No, Eric, it's a great argument because it's the same thing I've been saying for years all about Tatum. This is why he's frustrating as hell. Like he doesn't have the dog in him. He's not. If you give, what did I say? Numerous on the podcast. You give him Jimmy Butler's heart. That guy's a top player in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably better than Jokic.
Don't go that far.
No, Jokic is still the
It's
best. Jokic's still the man. Jokic is just too
I
good.
went through a rabbit hole of watching. It started on highlights because I
Okay,
was telling myself I never see like any Jokic highlights, and then
I
I
mean,
just went into watching clips of games with Jokic.
he's so good.
It's yeah, Jokic is that's
This is
he's the most boring player to watch probably, but it's kind of like magic,
no.
like seeing him play.
I have to ask you this question. I'm glad you mentioned that because I saw a video. I want to clip it here, but I didn't have time to put it in time. Someone made a case. Oh, Stan Van Gundy made the case that Nikola Jokic could be the greatest
Of all
offensive
time.
player of all time. And
Yeah,
Offensive player of all time?
I sat there. I'm like,
I'm listening to you guys. Just give me a quick second. Listen
no,
to
go
you
ahead.
guys, and that's
No,
exactly what I thought about. And last week I had that same mindset. I'm thinking, wow, that guy is amazing. Again, I've been looking at basketball for close to 60 years,
mm-hmm.
right? And I'm telling you, highly unusual, highly unorthodox, but he does things exceptional.
Yeah,
Everything.
He
everything
does.
offensively.
Everything. And it shows like he's not even making maximum effort, but that's besides the point.
No,
An argument could be made in 5 more years if he continue at that pace. By the as we all realize, he already surpassed the triple. What do you call it? The most.
MVPs,
Eh?
most MVPs.
No, the
no,
most.
No,
not
no,
even close.
The most assists, points, and rebounds in a game. He's already number
uh,
one.
no.
He's
But he has
incredible.
what, 3 MVPs, 2 MVPs?
Three.
It probably should have been 4. You can.
Probably
I will
could
still
still
say.
be four.
No, well, no, I'm saying he should have won it last year.
I found the
Yeah.
clip. Hold on. Keep talking. I'm gonna put up in a second.
No,
Yeah.
no. Huh?
Yeah.
I
Look at
found
the
the clip. No, keep
numbers.
talking.
Just
Yeah.
just look at the numbers on. You can't. I think it was kind of the LeBron thing where they were like, we can't give it to him again.
Yeah. No, but
Like LeBron should have 6 or 7 MVPs there, and they were like, we just can't give it to him again.
I
Okay.
remember that period. But I see your
all
point.
right.
That could be said about Jokic too. Yeah.
Okay. Before we dive into more, just unpack this topic. Here's the clip itself. It was Zach Lowe and Stan Van Gundy.
Front office said this to me at Summer League, and I just hadn't heard it verbalized like this. I think Jokic might be the best offensive player in the history of the NBA. I think that's on the table now for me.
Well, he might be the best player in the history of the NBA. Here's the thing. Like my son says this all the time about every sport. He's more of a baseball guy. He goes, I understand the thought that you compare players to how well they did in the era they played in. But the evolution of athletes is, we can probably say that the best 20 basketball players in history have probably played in the last 20 years, Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a good argument.
my first reaction, of course, I see that, I hear that's like, it's crazy. But I gotta pause. Wife's calling. All right, we're back. Sorry about that little phone call. So when you hear something like that from Van Gundy, obviously, you look at that like, oh, that's a hot take, and like, what are you talking about? Michael Jordan, Kobe. Blah, blah, blah. But if you take a step back, forget the narratives, forget all the branding, all the stuff. Have a basketball conversation. If you leave it to just basketball and about what you do on the court and your skill set, it's not a stupid take. It's not a bad take.
I think Van Gundy's on crack saying he's the best player. I think it's you can very well say he's the best offensive player that has been on the court. He's not a two-way player.
No.
He might be averaging 1.5 steals a game, but he's not a two-way player.
Right.
So that's not that's the only thing I would say. Like, I'm not, and I said this to Dad.
It should
I'm
be the
not
best.
taking him over Jordan. I'm not taking him over LeBron.
No.
I might not take him over Duncan.
Kobe.
Well,
There might be a push on Kobe.
here's the thing too.
Might be a
Also, like,
push.
this is what makes basketball in the NBA unique for me, anyway. When I talk about these rankings, like, because you impact, like, unlike the NFL when you're a quarterback and you talk about best quarterbacks of all time, Well, you impact only one side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the NBA, you impact both sides of the ball. So a lot of times the guys that are in that top 10 discussion are guys that were great players on not on one side, but both sides of the court. So Michael Jordan's so great that people forget how great a defender he was. Like he's on the defense all the time. People forget that though because he was so good on one side of the ball, but he was just as elite on the defensive end as well too. Hakeem Olajuwon, same thing too. Other guys in the top 10, same thing.
Don't get enough credit, Olajuwon.
Right.
Yeah, never does.
Well, question. So the thing with Jokic, like to me, like when you start winning multiple titles, that's where you need multiple titles, in my opinion, to start getting that real conversation of like top 10, top 15. Because every guy in my top
player
10,
or offensive player.
Pardon me?
Player
in general.
Okay,
like,
but offensive player though, which one are you disputing? Offensive player or player? Because offensively,
I'm definitely disputing the player part. That's not even a conversation.
Yeah. Okay.
So, like to me, like if you want to be considered in my top 15, Matt, for that matter, you probably need 2 rings. 2 or more.
I think you need to be a two-way player in order to be considered for top players.
And if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna not be a great one player on one side of the ball and not on the other, then you better stack the fucking deck. You better stack the deck in some ways in rings to make it insurmountable to where like we can't argue it now anymore. Because Larry Bird was a good defender. He wasn't great, but he has 3 rings, and he also has done so many great things outside the ball that makes you say, okay, he's a top 10 guy still. We can't.
The difference with Jovic, though, he's so efficient on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to give him, like, he probably has to be in your top 10 at
all
this
time.
Yeah.
So who are you taking out? So my top 10, I don't know if you guys have a top 10. I have my top 10 still. I've had since 2022. Jordan, in order: Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, Russell, Duncan, Kobe, Bird, and Curry. That's my top 10. Hasn't been modified in 3 years. Who you taking out?
Okay.
Now Russell's the easy one, obviously, but that's really think about that a little bit second before you really, his impact is still his impact. He can't be. He should be penalized for his era.
Agreed.
For sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
Say it again.
For sentimental reasons, I don't know, and I love Bill Russell. His impact on the game, as you said, is, unbelievable.
The greatest winner of all time in the sport, still to this day.
In the 60s.
Greatest winner.
Doesn't matter. You can't penalize something.
Eric. I don't know. Okay, so how would you, with his game, the way the game is played today, how do you think he would have been ranked in today's environment?
Well, with the science today, you have to apply it. You have to apply it to the science available today too. Also, and the game changes. Do you see Bill Russell having any sort of impact in any form with the science he has and the access to?
I think he would have been like Ben Wallace.
That's a good comp. I think I'm a little better than Ben Wallace.
And I was thinking on
defense, a little better than Ben Wallace. Yeah. Rodman.
On defense.
Yeah. So another good comp. Yeah, I think it's easy to
2
say
players that are not in the top 10.
Not even
players
close.
of all time.
Yeah,
but they were special. They were specialists.
Okay, the way that I look at it, and maybe we're getting a little bit off kilter on top 10, but the way that I look at it is saying, at their peak, who if you had NBA 2K and you're sitting here, and the way that they do, teams when they peak, the best teams of all time, when you take them at their peak, who's your first, second, third, fourth, fifth player to take? It's Jordan. It's LeBron. It's Duncan. For me.
Kareem.
It's Kareem.
Probably Magic too.
Understand.
Magic's around there.
A shorter period of time, but understand. Magic.
Yeah.
Was.
Magic. Yeah. No, Magic's around there.
Put Magic in top 5.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't put Steph anywhere close to the top 5 in peak, just because he's a specialist.
He's a specialist.
But like, it's not two-way.
But that shooting's an equalizer. It's a massive equalizer, though.
It is. I wouldn't put Steph above Kobe, and
he's not.
I have to have Kobe in there, just as your peak. Peak Kobe was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my entire life.
He was. We also only won 45 games max at that era.
I understand.
Max Steph won titles.
But that's about who you have around you. Steph doesn't have
I'm
two of those titles.
But I'm not even talking about Kevin Durant either. I'm talking about without Kevin Durant.
Again, Steph doesn't have two of those titles if he doesn't have KD.
Okay,
LeBron would have more.
He still has 2 titles. Okay, but here's the thing with the titles though. Then it's even then because you remove Shaq from Kobe.
Actually, no, it's
he has
not.
2 as well.
No.
What?
Steph's first title, I'm going to tell you why. Steph's first title, there was no Kyrie, there was no Kevin Love. He didn't even play a fully stacked Cleveland squad. And LeBron averaged what, like 38, 10, and like 12 in that series?
Yeah.
I don't think, and I love Steph. I literally just went down to the game, got pissed off like a little child because I wasn't able to see Steph play.
Yeah.
I don't, as much as I love him, he would have one, and that was the one in Boston.
You're convinced Cleveland was that title if Kyrie is healthy and Kevin Love healthy.
And I was a scorned, LeBron hater at that point in time when he left the Heat. But like, you got to give
bitch, man. That's why.
give Jack his jacket. LeBron would have beat them, and the next year, he did beat them.
That's true. Although things happened in that series that made that happen.
Yes.
The Draymond suspension.
Yes, the Draymond.
The Bogut injury was huge for the record.
Yeah. Yes.
Game 5.
Yes.
So
but
that was huge.
That series with your with 2 of your top 3 players out.
Don't get me wrong. I have Kobe had a step still on my list. I'm just saying that it's a lot.
I'm just saying the championship, like the perennial championship, winner. I get it. Yeah. Steph is great, but when you have Kevin Durant on your team, that's a totally different. That's a game changer.
I don't even count Durant. Durant's a cheat code. I don't even count the Durant part. That's not even fair.
You had Kevin Durant at his peak.
Peak Durant.
I can argue Kevin Durant, depending on the rules, a Kevin Durant Warriors team beats the 96 Bulls. Depending on the rules. Because now you got to take Rodman out of the equation because the Rodman has to go out on the perimeter and guard one of those guys.
He could though.
He could, but then you have no one to rebound. Rodman's strength now becomes nullified now because he's on the perimeter guarding KD or Clay, whoever it is. So
yeah, but with the volume of shots, Rodman would have probably averaged like double in terms of rebounding that he had.
Probably, it's very possible. Do you okay? Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys have Jokic right now, just right now, in your top 15? I think 20 is fine. I think we all agree 20 is top 20 all time. I think we're there already. Right?
Well, I've never really done a top 10, but I think your top 10 looks pretty much as what mine would look like. Right. Without really going through the detail.
Yeah, you have to say yes.
But I have to say yes. Yeah.
Top 15, right? Top 15.
You can't argue with his numbers.
Yeah.
Because the only guys at my 15 after you get past Steph is like you have Shaq, no order, Shaq, Durant, Jokic, obviously, Big O, and maybe Elijah. That's it.
I don't even think people today would appreciate Oscar Robertson. As an old timer, I appreciate you naming him Big O in there. Mm-hmm. He was the triple-double before this triple-doubles.
Yeah.
But Big O also didn't win to got Kareem. So that hurts his case. The only thing that hurts Big O, he won title with Kareem.
You're right. Because
that hurts him a
little bit. Subpar team. So
because we do value rings though heavy in that sport.
I don't know if I value rings.
He went to Milwaukee to get a ring.
I don't know if I value rings in my top 10.
Then put Michael Beasley in there. Kind of loud. Shit.
No. Come on. Come on. If I were doing a street ball team, yes, he's probably top 10 street ball.
No, rings have to matter. Rings have to matter because
rings. But in terms of like the weight, it's one of the last ones that I would.
The weight heavier, but no. But to my point, when I said about the comparison between the NFL and the NBA, is that like when I talk about quarterbacks, like Dan Marino's my top 5 all time. He has no rings, but he has some shit defenses to his career. I can't hold it against him either. Okay, the NBA, because you impact so much on both sides of the court, the rings are not the be all end all, but they do weigh heavier than they do in the NFL. The rings have to matter.
So like my top players, they're not championships don't matter much, but all the top 5, 6, 7, 8 players, they have multiple championships.
Right. Like I don't have Michael
because they're
Jordan in my
two-way
top 5.
players that impacted winning in every way.
Because Michael Jordan for me is not number one because of 6-0. That's not even
No.
close to the reason why he's in there. It's everything else outside of 6-0. He's number one for me. Because
Yeah.
Tim Duncan's literally a Ray Allen shot for being 6-0 too, and then what?
Yeah.
So,
I say take players at their absolute peak, their sustained peak, and say that's the way I'm ranking these players.
Oh yeah, Michael Jordan there's been no better peak I've ever seen than Jordan. Like to me, it's funny though that the 4 biggest peaks I think I've ever seen in my lifetime: Jordan, Curry, LeBron, and Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq is in my top 10. Again, it's tough if I put Jokic over him. I don't
Jokic.
probably
Jokic.
Sorry. Oof.
Don't. That's a big difference, buddy.
Sorry. Yeah, there's a very big difference.
Big difference,
Yeah,
buddy.
I wouldn't put Jokic over Shaq, just because defensively. But it's a push, man. It's a push. I don't know if you told me, would you rather take Jokic or would you rather take Kobe? It's a tough one.
Better player. Ooh, that's still tough. Because
it's a tough one.
Because Jokic actually provides more on that side of the ball than Kobe does, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Jokic is a better passer than Kobe. And a better passer.
He's a better passer, and he's more efficient.
And Kobe's a good passer. I'm not saying Kobe's not a good passer. He's a great passer. Than Kobe? Without question. Jokic makes passes that Magic Johnson would be like, oh my God, I see myself again. And efficient too, in fact.
Yeah.
And from that position too, it's even harder because there's a lot more chaos going on in the block. So to me, it's even more impressive because he's passing small windows. Go ahead.
His 3-point percentage, field goal percentage, maybe he's closer. You can say he's closer to the rim. Fine. 3-point percentage. He's shooting 45% this season. Shot 41%, 35%, which I think is around Kobe's average in 23-24.
Right.
So he's the equivalent of Kobe's 3-point percentage, more efficient field goal percentage wise overall. And probably, he's averaging a triple-double in those seasons.
Here's what I'll say. I'm going to play the whole Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady argument here for Jokic. Oof. It won't require Jokic to get 5 rings to surpass Kobe. Same with Mahomes passing Brady. It won't require 7 rings. You know what I'm saying? So if Jokic somehow gets 2 more rings before his career is over,
that's an unfair one. That's an unfair one because Kobe, 3 of those rings are with Shaq. I can't. You can't. Those 2 things are not the same. So if he gets 1 more ring, he can be on the.
Oh, okay. So you're saying lesser.
Or no, Kobe has 4.
He has 5.
Kobe's 5.
Yeah, 3 with Shaq, 2 with himself.
3 with Shaq, 2 on his own. Yeah, if he gets another ring, you can.
Yeah, so you think only require 2?
If you're waiting championships, well, yeah. But you could have just like the recent thing that McGrady said. If he was on the Lakers, he would have probably won a championship with Shaq.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was just thinking last week on the podcast.
You had peak Shaq.
I even said on the podcast last week with my buddy Mark that Penny Hardaway was a better fit than Kobe was, basketball wise.
Yeah, they're very similar games.
Kobe and Penny. Yes and no. Penny was much more. Well, Penny was much more passer.
Yeah, he was passer.
Even though he could score, he was much more of a passer.
If Penny had stayed healthy, you would have a conversation about him in the top 10.
Oh, you damn right he would.
Oh yeah.
He was that good.
Penny Hardaway and Shaq would have won a ring if Shaq stays in Orlando.
Yeah,
that was supposed to be 5 rings.
Yeah. Yeah. Circumstances hurt that one. Jordan number 1 hurt that one. Shaq leaving number 2. Penny Hardaway number 3. Injuries.
Yeah.
There you go. So, speaking of goats and all that stuff, LeBron, year 23. I think they're unbeaten still since he got back.
Huh?
I think they're unbeaten. The Lakers are unbeaten since LeBron got back 2 weeks ago.
The Western Conference.
Wide open,
bro.
That's bad. It is.
Well, not wide open
because
everything under Oklahoma is wide open.
Right, but
look at the numbers.
But I think LA for real. LA can beat OKC if everyone is on
playing like
all
this.
Equal.
Well, here's the thing though, Dad. OKC's 18-1, and their second best players hasn't played a minute yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right.
That's a problem. Jalen Williams is a top 10 player in the league anyway. It's not like some guy. He's a guy. He's a big guy. He's a massive fit to that team. You know,
he's one of the top 25 players in the league right now.
10, 15 actually. I'm number 11 on my list actually. 12 on my list.
Oh, you mean active? Yeah.
Yeah. But
they're 15-1 in conference play, 10-0 at home, 9. Oh man, yeah, they're
so good. SGA is just plucky and just doing this thing, and falls into 30+ points a game. They're 19-1 now, won 11 in a row, and it's funny they won 11 in a row. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. It's like okay, because Detroit won 13 in a row. It was a big deal. OKC was 11 in a row. It's like, oh well, it's what they do.
And I think what did they say? SGA is averaging 30, but sitting like the last 5 or 6 minutes of
no, the full fourth quarter
of the fourth quarter or something.
Unless it's a competitive
insane
game.
Insane.
He is right now the runaway MVP.
How can you say that with Jokic with a triple double?
Because they're 19-1, Dad. That's why. They're 19-1.
Good argument.
And he's not at full strength.
They're 19-1,
and they're still winning without the second best player on the team.
This goes back to last year. Do you think SGA or Jokic should have won the MVP?
They got it right. SGA won it. Bro, they were 2 wins from 70. We all forgot about that?
I get that. But if you're talking...
It's more important for individual accomplishment or team accomplishment?
But this is why I don't like MVPs, by the way.
But that weighs the argument. By that factor, Kobe Bryant won in 2005 when they won 37 games and missed the playoffs. I'm not going to give Kobe Bryant an MVP for being sub 500.
I think the MVP overall kind of gauge has just been flawed by what's important to whoever the press is or whatever at a certain point in time.
Right.
Because
it's been flawed. It's been flawed. Yeah, I agree with that.
But if I would think that it should be on your numbers.
Well, his numbers are he's averaging 30+ a game in 3 quarters. In 3 quarters. I mean,
Jokic is averaging a triple double.
You keep saying Jokic.
Jokic. Sorry,
we need to trade him away from the team so we can stop saying that word.
Let's go. Yeah, seriously. He's averaging 29, 12.5, 11 assists, 1.5 steals, and 0.7 blocks a game.
And they're number 2 in the West,
63% shooting and 45% from 3.
And number 4 in the West.
And they're number 4 in the West. And again,
it's a good race.
SGA has a better team. You take Jokic off of the Nuggets, they're probably 8th.
Better team,
9th.
Yes, but their second best player has not played a second of basketball this year yet.
I understand. That's what I'm saying. It's a better team.
It's a better team that they didn't add a free agent. This is a natural,
on the second best player that hasn't come back. Maybe let's all in all put them all together. Is SGA going to average the same numbers with Jalen Williams coming back? Probably. I still can't. I don't know how you don't give Jokic an MVP with these numbers.
He did again.
Sorry, Jokic an MVP with these numbers.
Is that K really lazy to you, Mr.?
Yeah, it really is. I'm very. I talk so much shit about Jokic.
That
it's just like if there's a cadence that comes out, it's that. Yeah.
This is God saying chill out. No, where we do agree is this, Eric. Once again for the 3rd year in a row, it's a 2-man race between the 2 same guys. This is what we do agree. Because it was Wemby, guys. Luka's fine.
If Wemby,
Well, Wemby was the leader until he got hurt. Wemby would have been the runaway leader for me, but no, the league's a great place, man.
Yeah,
the league is a great place now. Yeah, not for nothing, bro. It's a great place. So
the only problem with the league right now is that the top players are in obscure markets.
Yeah,
where it doesn't matter too much for them. They're still getting their money, but if these players were in the New York, well, Luka's in LA, LeBron's in
They're in
LA.
LA now, yeah.
But like, if you had that, like the Chicago's and they had in the major metros, that's the only thing that would have made it like better.
By the way, Chicago balling out too.
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, we beat them last week though, and beat
Handily,
them
too.
soundly
Yeah.
and soundly too. In fact,
Uh,
without Bam, I think
did we talk about the possible what trades we need to do for the Heat though?
No.
We did sort of, but we just said I asked you what whale can you get, and you said it's really not a whale, it's just upgrades.
Yes. Okay.
Question: Who has expiring contracts outside trade line? February trade line. Who's
Like
any
big players,
interesting candidates that
big players,
should we say different makers?
like big players, like whales, like top 25 guys.
Or different makers, someone who would fit in perfectly in.
No one really. Like Giannis is next year. No, really, there really is anybody else really that's very significant that has a expiring deal this year.
The better question for a hero trade: is there anyone that wants hero that's going to give you something of substance for you for the Heat to get better?
I think Hero the last year and a half, his production on the offensive end makes it more intriguing now. Now, obviously, I know a lot of people in our family have a feeling kind of way about him on defense, and I get that, but
Mm.
he does provide a phenomenal offensive
Let's go with
option.
ease.
But I think that's the target. That's the target, right?
And by the way-
because
by the
who's
way,
going to take Hero in his last year and say, I'm going to pay you?
By the way, I'm out on Ja. I'm out on Ja. I'm out on Ja.
Oh, hell no.
I'm done with Ja. I remember I was flirting the whole John Morant Miami thing.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm out. I'm out because I don't need that behavior in my locker room. Sorry, just don't.
It wouldn't fit here.
No.
It just
He's there talking shit with Klay Thompson about this and that, and you're on the bench. Like, you have such a lack of self-awareness. I think even Miami could rehab that. I don't know if I really want that.
Miami is not a place that people come to rehab.
Actually, no, that's not necessarily true, though.
Who's going to leave Memphis to come to Miami, of all places, as the vaunted superstar to come here and rehab their gun toting, lack of maturity, wants to lack of self-awareness. Miami is the land of lack of self-awareness.
Right, true.
I thought, and I still think he would probably get worse coming down here because you have more lights down here. It's
you don't trust the culture to reel him in other words.
The culture can only reel someone in but so much.
I think
there's a very, and I liked him in college, still like him, but like there's something that's missing there. That's not connected.
With Ja?
Yeah.
Just take the game seriously.
Yeah.
There's just too much. There's too much high risk, high reward there for me, and not just off the court, but on the court too.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone giving him a 5-year.
At this point, no. At this point, like he had to know he has to be buttoned up going forward. He had to know. He's not doing that. So why would I want to pay that guy to represent my franchise as my number one player? No, I'm out. I'll keep.
And I will look at Ja Morant highlights on YouTube for the next 5 years. I don't want on the Heat.
No, I'm with you.
So outside of that, who wants Tyler Hero?
His shooting again. You need shooters. You think
again? Are we gonna? I think the only people that want Tyler Hero, or if you're gonna say we're gonna go trade, is a disgruntled star that's great offensively and not good. You're not going to trade a two-way player for Tyler Hero.
Right.
We want a two-way player. That's the only way we're getting something out of this is we get someone that's good offensively and good defensively.
The problem is, though, how many two-way players are out there?
Exactly. That's why I say let's just keep Tyler Hero and incrementally get better.
I agree with that.
I just don't know how much when we go into his contract negotiation, we might have to pay him. But I think that's market for what you pay it.
Depending on how he finishes up the year.
Yes, depending on how he finishes, which I think is what they're trying to do. Is just say, like, what can you do in the playoffs when we have, like, this team
Eric, you're
that can make sense?
Eric, you're
if he's impactful in the playoffs, then He earned his spot.
Eric,
Earned
you're a
his my
finance guy.
contract.
Right, you're a finance
Huh?
guy, Eric. Eric, you're a finance guy. So, do you see the salary cap increasing significantly next year or two, to where there's space to make that happen,
I
to
mean,
make him whole?
whether I was a finance guy or not, I don't know the salary cap like
You don't think
implications. I know that we
Mm.
can't have. I mean, what is it? What's the salary cap this year?
what's 180
Fan-
million before you get into all those exemptions and stuff,
yeah, so I
before
mean,
the
I feel
aprons and
like
stuff?
let's just working on that. I think the calculus is, can you win a championship? Like, or I think the Heat calculus is, can you win a championship with this team that you have assembled? And if you can't, then let's just kind of lay off players.
Well, I think they made a decision. That's why
I
they let Jimmy
think
walk.
and I think it's worth it to see what this team can do in a lackluster
100
Eastern Conference.
154 million.
Okay, 154. So I think it's worth it to see what this team can do in a lackluster Eastern Conference.
Mhm.
Because again, this is the problem that you have with, this is not the 2014 Spurs where people got their money. They're kind of like they're at their peak, but on the way down. This is a team that, like, these guys want to get paid. The money's out there, and there's a market where Tyler Hero will command
45,
45.
50 million. Yeah.
Someone's going to do that.
Yeah.
Is the Heat going to be? I think at 45, assuming his same production, I think you
And
probably
he's still
have to.
young. And he's still young.
Yeah.
He's like still late 20s.
Yeah, like you might have to. Do I
And he's a
want
shooter.
to?
And he's a shooter
Yeah.
also too. So you those are premium.
Now-
And so the question becomes, how do we get better then?
It's
How do we
incrementally.
get better? How do we get to the challenge?
It's taking this roster and just elevating
Yeah.
it really more than
It's
else.
tweaking this roster.
If you don't
But
have
the
a star,
problem
you
is
have-
glaring. The problem is glaring with this defense. It just does the offense outweigh the defense. I
So
think it does,
here are the teams that are clearly better than Miami right now. Clearly better than Miami.
especially in the playoffs.
Okay, in the West, I would say almost half the West better than Miami, at least clearly. OKC, Houston, San Antonio,
Mhm.
Lakers at the point probably better than Miami, right? I would say.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm missing Denver. That's 5 right there. I think that's it.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Nah, I wouldn't put them on.
I don't know, man. I like Edwards, man, but it's something that's like I
I will send this out to the
totally buy it.
basketball gods. I will rehab whatever is wrong with Anthony Edwards in Miami.
I don't think there's anything wrong with him at all. I just think
Send him down here.
He shoots the
he
ball
might
to
need to
death.
get out of
Anyone on
Minnesota.
my roster.
But who else is going to shoot the ball?
No, what I'm saying is that he shoots too much 3-point shots.
Yeah.
For a guy that's athletic as he is, and he doesn't go to the basket enough for me.
Look, he's not trying to end up like Derrick Rose. He's like, he needs to be going in that much. Maybe he's gotten to the fadeaway a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. Add that stuff. I want more mid-range game from him. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I'm just being picky. In the East right now, currently this year, right now, there are really only 2, maybe 3 teams that are clearly better than Miami: New York, Cleveland, and Detroit. Clearly.
And foreseeable. Let's just go to next year. Halliburton comes back.
Indiana's better than. Well, they lost. They
lost Miles Turner.
Yeah, but that was what's going to happen, and I think that was more.
No, but what I'm saying, even when they get Halliburton back next year, right? Because the calculus is like, okay, can we make a run this year? Let's not trade him. Call it the next 2 years. Let's just see what the East looks like. There's no clear winner in the East,
right?
Like I don't even think Tatum going back to Boston, like they just jump back up to a number 1 seed.
But like they'll be a top 3 or 4 seed.
They still got stuff to figure out, but again. I always think that Miami can beat Boston.
Yeah.
This year, yeah.
No. I think they can beat them with Tatum.
No.
It's not like it hasn't happened.
That's true.
Like,
different squad though.
It's a very different squad that they have this year, and going forward the players that they don't have. Like, I don't know if I see Boston as like a sustained problem when Tatum comes back.
Yeah.
Either way, with Miami, you kind of have like a window. I think over these next 2 or 3 years, call it these next 2 years, that like you
I
could
just
make a deep push by, maybe it's a tweak or something. There's no big stars coming off. Assuming there's no like disgruntled stars that want out.
well,
There's
there's
no
a bonus out there. There's gonna be
there's always Sabonis out there.
potential cat out there saying,
Yeah.
okay, go
Yeah, Cat's
Giannis.
not gonna leave New York. Cat's from New York. He finally gets back to New York, and
Yeah, I don't think him leaving either.
And he's
Unless
gonna be-
Giannis goes there.
but
But
I again to me, I go back to the original argument that I made. The Heat needs to play where they need to play him, get him experience during the regular season.
But wait, before we get to that
Back-to-back.
though, what's the market for Hero?
right now,
Because that's the only
probably $40 million. Probably 40
Yeah.
mil
well on a trade.
annually.
What
Well,
is
on
the
a trade,
what
you
is the
got-
market for Hero?
You'll get a first from him. You get a first from him easily, maybe even two if you're lucky.
So if you're accepting draft
You get
picks
a
back,
first round, you said?
yeah,
so if you're but don't
What,
you have to
top
clear with
five?
salary for something, or you can just shed salary and get the first round picks?
well, it has to match. The salary has to be adequate to what the salary is. So
But you
right
can
now-
get the combination of the salary, no one substantial, pretty much, and just say we're doing it for the picks.
You can get quality. Well, if you do for the picks, at this point, I keep Hero.
And that's my point.
I'll be honest with you.
I don't think there's a market for him to go anywhere.
I'll be honest with you. Unless your name is Nikola Jokic, SGA, Luka, blah 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 blah, your top 5 players in the league, I'm okay keeping this core together and then it work because I think this core could actually elevate Hero and Bam ultimately with the help. Bam has played much better.
You're always
now
going to
with
have the
this core.
defensive issue with playing Hero any number of minutes.
But I will live with that.
Yeah.
That comes to territory.
You have to accept it, and that's why I think the only incremental improvement is
Lakers had the same
getting a
problem.
perimeter defender.
The Lakers had the same problem. His name's Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
he's a worse defender in Nash than Hero. I would argue. Coaching fixes that issue because again, defense is an effort issue. It's not a skill issue.
But what do you think? Like that play that Errol had that when he just gave up. What do you think is like? What does that conversation with Spo and Hero look like? Like, hey, you clearly just like walked.
The problem
you didn't even you looked at him. You knew the guy was going to shoot, and then you kind of just slowed down even more.
But I think that's mentality though, because like in 1995, your coach is going to put you on the bench for that shit. In 2025, you're saving legs. So you have that balance. Like, are you okay with that one mishap for the bigger picture?
Yeah,
because
I am.
I am too. I'll live with it because if the roster is good enough to win 45 plus games, I'm okay with it. I'll live with one play.
But are you paying him $50 million or whatever the max salary that he might be looking for to have that on your books for the next 3-4 seasons?
You have no choice if you don't. I mean, unless you want to do another rebuild. This is kind of a rebuild anyway, sort of a retooling.
It was kind of supposed to be a retooling season. Then you got Powell, and then you're like, hey, okay, Ware's coming up. And you actually had a decent squad on paper.
Powell was supposed to be this good though.
I go back again. I like the Bam at 4 and Ware at 5. Develop around them.
It allows
Bam to get those two in sync with each other.
Yeah.
Try to get another big man mid-season via trade or whatever. I mean, a solid 6'10", 240, 250, right, to back them up. Who's the back? I don't think we have a backup to them.
Yeah,
to who?
To I think power forward and center. I mean, a legitimate power forward center. I don't think we have a backup.
Isn't it like Keldon Johnson or something?
Yeah, maybe, but again, they've always
been the closest backup to like a power forward.
But they've always been fit in that area. To be honest, this is why Ware's on. That's why Ware isn't a bench too, also to provide that size off the bench.
6'10", 250, pound forwards just run around. They're not a plenty in this league.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah, Porter from New York, from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Porter.
6'10".
I can tell you something. The only person Michael Porter Jr. Gotcha.
Yeah, but he's
I was gonna say the only person that I know Porter is Michael Porter Jr. I thought you were talking to somebody else. Yeah, I mean,
he would be a great fit, and he can score from the outside, and he can rebound.
Yeah, I had put that. I'd put that in our group chat a little while ago. Like, is Michael Porter Jr. an actual? That's the only somewhat case I can make, like, hey, would you trade Tyler Hero for Michael Porter Jr.?
Hell no.
And
His injury
yeah,
history? Hell no.
when you come back
Yeah,
to
he
it,
has an
it's
injury that
it's
he
the injury
can flare
history.
up at any time.
No.
He's balling
No.
right now, though.
Okay, on a bad team, cool.
Yeah, he's balling.
No, but look, let's face it. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That guy is a prototype 4. The only reason
I'd say
he's not a
3.
superstar, huh?
I would say
He's
3.
actually a 4. He's 6'10",
Yeah,
240. He's a 4, right? And the reason that you don't see him banging up in the middle is because he has a good outside shot.
yeah.
But before he was injured, when he was coming out of college, he had a back injury. If you remember, he didn't play his
Yeah.
first year, right? Apart from that, he was slated to be a superstar.
His comp was LeBron. You know that, right? His comp.
But yeah, I saw an interview with him recently, and they'd said all the teams that evaluated him, I think it was like half of them were like, he might not play in the NBA like
because
ever
of his injury.
because of the back. So it's like,
here right now.
and his back has shown that he has injured his back while he's been in the league. They still gave him
But he's
crazy
been in the league,
contracts.
what 6-7 years now, and balling out still.
Mhm.
So you know,
But
it's up
definitely
to
doesn't have the
GM.
movement.
No,
No, you don't have the lateral movement.
he's
It's
done.
just
He's done.
straight up,
He's
yeah.
maxed out at who he is. He'll end up getting like mid salaries rest of his career because he's still young enough to get it. But he's not going to get a big salary again because he's just not dependable for health.
Yeah.
Like he'll have value to a contending team that needs a fifth option. You know what I mean?
That's
A scoring
us.
punch. We don't need
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
No.
He's more so an addition on a lower contract.
On a great team, not on a
On a
team
great team.
that's trying to find. Yeah,
I'm not trading Hero.
piece.
Yeah, I'm not trading Hero for him.
Hell
No,
no.
I wasn't saying that, but if you can,
I
get
was.
him,
I was thinking about where can we trade Hero that something in the very least makes sense, and that's the only
no.
I would rather
thing that I see, and I'm like, it's not worth it.
I'd rather keep the plug and plays of Fontecchio and Jovic and those guys and hot quasi before I do one Porter Jr. And if he's hurt, then
I would trade Jovic if you see upside with Jovic.
He's the exception.
Jovic and another throwing another like $5 million guy. Can you get a specialist?
Oh no! Listen, after last night, I'm soft on Jovic too. So
after last night, it's too late.
Okay, Drake.
Okay,
Drake, calm down.
After last night was right after you signed into a $60 million contract. You hit the market and you say, "Hey, who are we going to get here?"
Well, we're stuck with anyway. So I like the fact that with this Heat roster, though, there's a lot of plug-in players there. Plug and play. Spo has a lot more options to play with now. Plug in this guy here. Plug this guy here. Okay, Hawkins out tonight? No big deal. We have Fontecchio and Jovic and blah, 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 to fill in the hole for a night or two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have guys you can plug in. Huh?
No.
Are you all frozen?
No. I can see you. You're fine.
You're fine.
You're not frozen at all. None of us are. That's on your end. But I see you fine. Yeah, you're good.
I almost lost my pop. Okay, there you go. Okay.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
I just charged.
We never lost you. We never lost you.
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. Want to talk Trump?
Let's talk Trump. By the way, Dad, you look like you're on the casting couch.
Oh my God, you do.
For what? What am I casting for?
I don't know. Best fit father, grandfather.
Huh?
Best fit grandfather ever. So
what's going on with?
The only reference of casting couches in Hollywood that I know about.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I saw some recent numbers. His poll numbers, his ratings, his ratings in the fucking tank right now, bro. 36% as low as this week. Wow, we're a far cry from 10 months ago, huh? When things were.
Let me ask you a question though. Your friends on the right, what are they saying now?
Well, it's funny. You have two factions that you have the ones who are MAGA to the end, conservatives who agree with him no matter what he says. Then you have the ones who, which I explained to you guys last year in the show, that are not necessarily Republicans or right wing, but they were frustrated with Biden and they're in the middle of the kind of thing, and they say, you know what, let's try Trump one more time.
Yeah.
And now they're frustrated. Those are the ones.
I think all of those have fallen out.
They're gone. Yeah. They're gone. I got buddies of mine now, and it's for numerous reasons too. Also, it's not just the economy. It's Israel. It's the Epstein thing. You name it. It's a lot of things. So
and the hypocrisy with the last Hungarian ex-prime minister who was found guilty
yeah,
recently, right? He's
the
about
pardon.
to pardon him.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
At the same
well.
time, you're shooting down supposedly drug boats in the
yeah,
Caribbean.
yeah.
And by the way, there's no guarantees that those were drug boats. In addition to two of those boats that were hit were Trinidadians. Did you all know that?
No,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
did not know that. But I'm not shocked based on the where the
The
region is.
proximity
Obviously,
there, yeah.
yeah. Um, and for me, the fascinating thing is the political part. It's always fascinating to me how the politics work. Because right now we're a tick under a year from the midterms. Democrats are going to win the midterms most likely, and probably in big numbers. It's a matter of how much they run the score. But you're starting to see little by little now positioning from Republicans, from normal Republicans now, trying to find a lifeboat, if you will, because we're in a unique place now because
Are you really
Trump,
saying that? Only
yes,
Marjorie Taylor Greene that I know of.
she's one, and there's other Republicans who are starting to pivot a little bit, and nothing huge yet, but a little bit. You got to see where the winds are blowing, because at the end of the day, if Trump is falling apart, and the midterms are, I'm gonna compare it to, obviously not as excessive, but politically speaking, where's George W. Bush was in 2006. Democrats crushed the midterms, 2006.
Yeah, but this is a total different ball game.
Right. This is after the midterm. Well, my point was that Republican ticket in 2028 will be very toxic because Trump can't run again. Okay, he can't run again. So that ticket, John McCain had no shot winning the election against Obama for numerous reasons. Okay, number one, Obama's fresh, number one. But number two, people were so disgusted with the Republican Party. Hell, I left the party for that reason too. Also, that year, because of being lied to about the WMDs and stuff.
That was still a close election, though, wasn't it?
No, not even close. No, hell no. That's close to the landslide he's gonna get.
With Obama,
he had 300. He had 306 electoral votes.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about Romney.
Yeah, that was closer.
But you could say that a lot of that was McCain shooting himself in the foot, and then a lot of that was the economy.
If McCain didn't return back to Washington, went up the trail, that was a clear sign of weakness on his part, indecisiveness, and lack of focus. That's when the middle. Remember, this country's made up of more middle than anything else. Decided to go with
you love that middle, Daddy.
And he was running against a generational candidate.
Yeah. No, the economy only buried his campaign. He was going to lose anyway, regardless. The
economy's always
the economy, the crash in October 2008, only ran up the score.
Yeah,
in my opinion, he was never going to win that election.
I think he would have won the election if the economy was fine, even if you had the war.
I disagree 100%.
Oh, McCain would have won, no doubt.
No, I don't think so. I think there was so much disenchantment with Republicans and moderates by 2007, 2008 with Bush. You got to remember.
Well, but you're saying that because of the war.
Do you remember do you remember where Bush's numbers were at by 2008? You know how low they were? They were at 20%, 26%. It's record low. So George Bush soiled that ticket so much. It was so bad that he didn't even campaign with McCain because they didn't want him to be attached to that campaign. That's the reason they had Sarah Palin in the first place on that ticket.
Okay, so
they went for the Hail Mary.
So you're saying the war was the biggest thing?
The war was a massive part of that.
Just in terms of 1, 2, 3. Largest was the war. Second was the economy.
I would say
third was
large was the war, but then the economy kind of came out of nowhere month before the election and kind of became like 1B pretty much. But the war was a long game. Was a long game.
I think if the economy was just humming along, and the war was still going on, you would say, okay, well,
we were already in a recession by 2007 anyway, and then by 2008 it just fell apart.
That's what I think. It's if that didn't happen,
it was this. it was like this, and then
I think McCain would have kind of just went, kind of
I don't think McCain had a chance.
lockstock.
I don't think McCain had a chance, honestly. And I like John McCain for the record. I don't think he had a chance.
Who were the other Republicans in the primary? Was that
Romney was
Romney was in one of them.
the
Rick
main one.
Santorum was another one. Oh, he was way too right.
Rick Santorum, I remember that guy.
Yeah, he was far to the right. Didn't was his face Buchanan won again that election? I thought Buchanan ran that election also too.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
All in all, though, I still think, I don't know, man. Obama, I'm an Obamaist, but as great as Obama is, I don't know if he would have. I don't know if I see him winning. The economy was fine.
What George
was humming along.
What Obama did also on the left side too, also people who were just disenfranchised with politics as a whole, is that he unlocked a lot of people who never would have voted in an election to go out and vote just because of who he is, how he looked like.
Yeah.
You have to factor that in also too. Also.
Yeah, fair.
So
this is still.
That's what I'm saying. Like
right?
I said the generational candidate to say there's no generational candidate coming.
No.
In 26 or in 28.
Donald Trump.
Assuming.
And for the record, Donald Trump is also a generational candidate. For the record.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm saying like on the Democratic side. And if you're trotting Gavin Newsom out there, I think if you take it today, I guess that's the front runner for.
He might win though because of the fact that he's the only one willing to challenge Trump and play Trump's games.
He might.
He can counterpunch him. Yeah.
It's Gavin Newsom though, but yeah.
But I don't think it's let's assuming Trump is not running again, but you're having like a JD Vance go with somebody.
He can't run again. He can't run again.
But what I'm saying, he can run as like vice president technically.
He's not saying. Come on, bro.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, in order for him to stay around, he has to like. What if he just does go as vice president? Who's going to say no? And you just have the same people. It's like, well, de facto, hey, you have technically two presidents. There's nothing in the Constitution that says he can't run as a vice president.
The ticket is soiled. This is why the midterms matter. If the numbers run up big for Democrats for 2026, they're going to say Republicans will be a lot more bolder and say, "Fuck you, Trump. We're done." Because what are you going to do?
Who else is going to run? That's not like a MAGA candidate.
On the Republican side.
Yeah.
So you have So I mean, there's a lot of rumors about Mark.
As of today, if you look at it today, who is a viable candidate for the Republicans?
Marco Rubio.
I don't think
you have the old hits. Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio.
They've been talking about him being a front runner.
Yeah,
along with Vance.
But JD will be the
JD's gonna be the guy.
Right, JD Rubio, the first two you
he's
think about.
Positioning himself to be the guy. He's gonna be the guy.
I know people are gonna say DeSantis. I know people are gonna say DeSantis, but I think he killed his load last year. I think he's done. DeSantis, I think he's done. He's done.
Oh yeah.
He has no shot because he's not charismatic enough to moderate.
No,
sorry, he's not. We tried that experiment and it failed miserably. So no, it's not gonna work this time. There's gonna be a third.
It's gonna be Vance or
Rubio.
Rubio.
Yeah. But again, the GOP is still pretty fractured too. Also.
Yeah, I think. But that's the thing. I think JD Vance can remove himself from the whole Epstein thing and everything else. He's kind of playing it pretty well, actually.
He is. To my point, pivoting. They're slowly, not obvious, but
yeah, he's like slowly stepping into the bush, doing the homework.
Because he's doing the whole Homer Simpson thing. Yeah, right. You're right. Because like at some point, the midterm. This is what the election last month. Now, granted, it was only a few places and a lot of blue states, but it's the margins I cared about.
Yeah,
because Trump. Okay, for example, in New Jersey, with a governor's race, Trump made a lot of gains in New Jersey last year in the overall election, and those gains he gained, he lost in a year.
More.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have a hard time getting back the Hispanic vote. I don't know if that translates over to JD Vance in the same way. That'd be interesting message to see how they kind of change that. But I think that was their one thing that it was kind of like, I think with Trump, sometimes he shoots himself in the foot. Like he can do a little bit less and not make as much noise, and like get what he wants to get done accomplished.
Wait,
But it's the stuff that he doubled down.
well,
He doubles down on.
because Eric, he doesn't care about the big picture. He cares about Trump. He doesn't care if Vance loses the fucking election 2028 or whoever loses. He cares about Trump.
That's it.
That's why he doesn't care about the future of the party. He is the party.
And when he's
yeah.
he's out of office, he don't give a rat's
He's out.
whatever.
Goodbye. I don't care.
He
Goodbye.
already
I'm done.
empowered his family for decades to come.
If you think,
But I think that you're setting yourself up to where if you let let's take what's this guy's in from California, Gavin Newsom in. They're probably gonna target his family if he doesn't have a succession plan in place. His family businesses, the ties and everything else. I think that you can make a fair argument that like you're gonna have kind of democratic retribution, so to speak. So I think that's why Trump is invested in what the succession plan is going to be.
Maybe it's a good point there. I just think that here's what's hurting Trump more than anything else right now. 10 months in, the economy, the thing that always was his blessing for the first 4 years, pre-COVID, of course, pre-COVID, is the economy. Trump is Trump. Well, of course, right. But give Trump credit. He didn't fuck it up. He didn't it didn't tail off immediately to COVID, which again, it wasn't even his fault, but the way he handled it was a problem. You have a situation where, okay, for 4 years, the economy was his blessing. I mean, people say, well, the economy. Oh, Trump's a bad guy. He says this, but the economy was good. So you know what? I'll vote for him because of the economy.
Good point.
Now you don't have that. The tariffs are not working. Inflation's still a thing. Prices are the same or worse than under Biden. And all my Trump fans are like, well, look at this stuff. This is going on. It doesn't matter. So why are the fruit ratings low as it is? Oh, GDP, this and that. Oh, the stock market's great. Dumbass. The stock market was great under Biden too. You didn't care when it was great under Biden. You can't use the same excuses for Trump against Biden and then things is going to apply this time around. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because it's like pockets of the market or pockets of the economy that are affected. I don't know if I think that's going to be their biggest challenge if it stays that way.
It's always the economy, bro. It's always.
I just don't know. I don't know if
Carvel.
Yep.
I don't know if things haven't fallen out from under people, and it's kind of like, yeah, we're pushing along. I don't know if something has to. I think something has to give. Like we fall into a headline recession.
We're inching
not
closer
just
there.
Like, oh, inflation is
we're inching closer to that though.
Still around and sticky.
We're inching closer to that. We're inching closer.
No, I agree. We're inching closer to it. I'm saying I don't think that like the mass amount of people that voted the first time around are going to be swayed by the economy unless there's like something that really falls out. That's just my take on it.
When you say first time, I mean the first election with Trump 2016 or the first this
no,
year?
This one.
Well,
I think this as it sits today, and we don't know what happens in the next 2 years, but I think as it sits today, he's going to lose, I think, a lot of Hispanic vote just because he's pissed them off. But I don't think there's like a huge contingent that's just like, the stuff we're seeing on television, unless there's like something really falls out from under them that they're going to say, I'm switching my vote. Maybe some people stay home. I don't know how to dissect that number up, but I don't know if I see a lot of people today just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna.
My concern, Eric, and
totally flip.
Is what percentage of the what impact would they have on corrupting the process, the voting process? This may be conspiracy, but I'm not that guy. But those voting machines, It was some. How do they secure that? How do they secure the people who's responsible for those boots and regions, which are now
I
pro Trump, who have
I
to
don't know if
sign off on?
you can
Yeah.
get to that many voting machines. I
No,
still see it as improbable that you can get to that many voting
no. I
machines.
think even the
That's what
conspiracy, I
they're
think
saying.
is enough.
Like
I
someone
still
would have
I
done
still
it
need the
on the
guardrails.
Democratic or Republican side at this point if you could do it.
Mm.
I mean, it's definitely.
Mm.
I mean, I was have to think about that, but I still believe in the guardrails. Still,
Yeah.
it's stretched out again,
Which
but
the
it's still
guardrails for
they're still work. They're still working. The Supreme
Remember,
Court is doing
yeah,
doing
they are
good.
the
working.
Republicans have placed people in each area who signs off on these things.
Yeah,
And
but
then they
I
call,
mean, I think you see the guardrails with like Supreme Court and tariffs, even though they signed off on some other stuff. I think
There's
you see the
also
guardrails with the district courts
the
and
fear
like
that assassinations do also because the left will. I mean, the Mangione shooting last year and all these things are happening around that. I think this is the fear that if you start really fucking around and with the stuff that they fear for their lives. I hate to say it. I don't want to say that, but that has to be a thing in their head. Like, let's not go too far with this now either.
well,
maybe
we
that could be
didn't
a
talk
thing.
about anything like that to those extremes, but
I hate to say that because I don't want to be living in a world where political violence is the only way we get things done because that's disgusting. I think Charlie Kirk certainly did a lot of. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, to her credit, said that really changed a lot of her thought process after him getting
Oh,
murdered.
she did say that?
She did say that was her pivot.
Well,
Saying
she's had to get like increased
we got
security
that.
since this whole thing with Trump now,
Well,
right?
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
and she
what was
resigned.
that?
And she resigned. Marjorie Taylor
Yeah.
Greene, she resigned as a result.
Oh, she said that, yeah.
But there's a lot of things with Trump that's hurting right now. The economy is one, Israel another, because there's a fissure.
I think
Even
that's
in
going
the
to get
GOP.
swept. I think that's going to dissipate.
That's getting bigger now because it goes beyond this one side now. That's a bipartisan thing now. There's a lot of MAGA who agrees with the far left on the Israel situation.
Yeah, but I think that's
Israel.
one of those things that's like swept away, and they're like, you know what? If the war's not going on anymore, and then it's one of those things that the less and less that it's in the headlines,
it's not the
it's
war.
kind of
Though.
like they can distract against it. I think
it's not the war though, Eric. It's the money we're sending to them in general. It was by the way.
no, I agree, but I think that it's like the headlines can keep on kind of dissipating, and it's something that like when 2028 comes around, it's like it's going to be one of those things because both parties do it.
Epstein, another one.
Again, if you don't have that dissipates with Trump on top of the ticket, but I think that's going to dissipate too.
Yeah, but how many things to dissipate? There's too many things to dissipate that, but there's still a pile of things though. Pick one to dissipate.
I lean on the fact still that unless something slips out from under the economy,
he needs the economy to get better. He needs the economy to get better for him to for the ticket to get better. But
he doesn't need the economy to get better. He needs the job losses.
Yeah, it's bad.
In sectors to not hit.
Mm-hmm. AI is also hurting him too.
AI is probably there's something there that's hurting him. And I think that's if you have elevated unemployment going into the election season.
Yeah,
that's the hurt for the incumbent party.
And if you're a Democrat, you want that to happen because it helps your cases to win the election. I
yes,
feel kind of way about that because I don't want people to hurt for political reasons, but at the same time, it is a game. It is a game.
But also, there's not a ton. I mean, if you just take away the tariffs, maybe, but there's not a ton that they can do.
Democrats,
but they can get there. If they can, if they want to get into power and say they can do whatever. Like that's just going to be the cyclical. Like that's the state of where we are. I don't know how much the tariff. Sorry about that. I don't know how much the tariffs are impacting job losses. That'd be an interesting, thing to see. In which sectors? I think it's like I've just seen in farming. I think, but like it hasn't been. I haven't seen any at least like data like this is why, companies are laying off with lower than expected volume or anything like that. So, but I think when that occurs, the only thing is like federal workers. That's going to be the one that's like, okay, you have a lot of people
Doge?
maybe in those and Doge that are just like, okay, you're probably going to lose all those votes.
Which by the way no longer exists anymore. They just quietly went under the rug.
Totally, yeah.
And then we saw that.
I saw a headline about it. It's like, promising $1 trillion, only saved like, I don't know, 100 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
Or it's 16 billion, something ridiculous, and it's gone.
But hey,
away.
Elon got access to some of our security stuff. Well,
he probably had it before. But it's all of our information is out there anyways. So that's neither here or there to me in that respect. But I think, I find it hard unless something slips out from, someone slips the rug, and there's real issues going into the election that, like, I think it's going to be a much closer race than it was because of the issues you were talking about.
Oh no, it'll always be close now because we're so divided as a country
the last election wasn't.
Well, which one? The Kamala Harris one?
Remember what I said?
It was closer in real life.
It wasn't extremely close. It was a runaway.
Well, the electoral college.
It wasn't an Obama 08 runaway, but it was a runaway.
Well, she
all the
lost
battleground states he won.
But she lost by less than 2%.
The popular vote.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the electoral.
That's why I get on like Republicans. I also wrote a landslide. Like, do you actually know what a landslide is? Like George H.W. Bush winning in 1988 is a landslide.
In the electoral college, it was a landslide.
No, it's not. Because then Joe Biden was a landslide too. Then by that logic.
Yeah, in 2020,
but it wasn't, though. But it wasn't a landslide though.
In the electoral college.
Okay, for me, a landslide is 400 electoral votes. No one's even touched that since.
Oh no, I just think that. Okay, there's a larger disparity. There's a good amount of difference between the numbers there. That's what I'm saying. There was a clear winner. That it wasn't. They couldn't make that up.
We don't disagree. We don't disagree. Trump won the popular vote and all that stuff, but
I think if you take the battleground states, he won all the battleground states.
He did every single one.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say those battleground states, and they're states where a lot of these conflicts are happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where you have the immigration issues, you have the terrorists that are hitting, these certain sectors. That could sway. I think in the Northeast specifically, or Mid Atlantic,
the blue wall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a chance now that they win with like the amount of federal workers and everybody else that have been.
Then it's ball game. If X
I don't know if it's ball game. I think it's going to be a lot closer, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they play that.
If Kamala just won Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, she wins the election. It's really just 3 states she needed to win in those 7. She could still lost Arizona, still lost Nevada, and still won the election by switch margin, but they still win it. Those 3 states give her an election.
But I think those you're going to see some serious. Assuming there's nothing that just falls out underneath everybody, and there's not mass layoffs and something like an impact, something of significance happens in the markets.
Right.
I think it's going to be a pretty tight race for whoever's coming in to really
I think
make
every
their
race
case.
for the next generations will be tight because of where we are as a society.
Yeah.
Like now,
fair to say.
And to your point too, also there's no generational candidate coming in here to change anything on either side of the aisle.
Yeah.
So, because Trump will be the last one we'll see for a long time. There's no Obamas.
I think so.
There's no Clintons. There's no.
I don't see people going for AOC. Like I think a lot of it is still
because she's too polarizing politically speaking as it is anyway. Like even though she's pretty and a woman and definitely there's something there to grab onto, her politics for people even the moderates are too left to take a risk on.
I don't think they'll take that chance to run that.
No, that's what I'm saying. You have, unfortunately, if on the Democratic side, you have to be more close to the middle to win elections. Now, once you get in power, whatever it is, what it is, but you got to be run to the middle. Although I say that, but progressives are starting to widen more. There's a lot more progressives starting to move more left on policy now. Look at Mom Donnie in New York, for example. He beat 2 legacy guys this year in the mayor's race. Andrew Cuomo's
both of them were tainted. So
what does it matter? But Andrew Cuomo is still a massive name in New York. Massive name in New York. Former governor. His dad was a former governor.
But he was recently tainted. So
True, but it's still a big name. And then you beat the Sliwa, who was a guy who's been well known with New York politics and the Republican Party for years. And you beat both those guys. So I think there's a thirst for. I think the problem is to also. I think we still don't know what is considered what far left and was considered centrist anymore, because is universal health care far left politics? For some, yes. For some, no. Is affordable health care considered left far left politics? For some, yes. Some no. So I think we say these things and we actually don't know what it really lands on the tier system of what is considered far left, far right. And I think every year we start redefining what that means. You know what I'm saying? And I think I
think healthcare is going to come into a more of a scope now with what's going on, and it's going to be, are we going to be subsidizing it later on? Because a lot of people are getting affected by it. How's it going?
Well, healthcare is
like that. That's going to come in and be a major issue.
The healthcare is a massive deal, but Obamacare is still pretty popular.
No, well, Obamacare, but also with the loss of the subsidy. So I've seen, like, even a lot of people on the like that have private insurance, that like their premiums and companies' premiums are like doubling.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like you're going to have your everyday like inflation that you're dealing with now, but then you're going to see, and how bad that's hitting, constituent of whichever counties, or it's going to be okay. Now I've seen my healthcare premiums go up 30, 40, 50, 100%. And what does that look like going into a new election with everyone that was kind of defending everything?
Right.
I think that's going to play a larger issue to whoever's going to say, hey, we need to, probably subsidize these things, because you're even seeing Trump talk about it with extending the subsidies for the next year because of what's going on with the elections. And then what's his name? Mike Johnson is saying, yeah, no, we don't really want to do that. And it's like, if Trump is walking back something that he like just put, they're seeing the effect of it.
Hence
and they're afraid of it.
Hence the pivoting, little by little. Like you're saying, these next 11 months, pay attention to these Republicans who are big, especially Mike Johnson. It's up for re-election next year. By the way, Speaker of the House. So pay attention to that also too, because he's pivoting too also, because he needs to secure a seat. And supporting Trump 100% may hurt him.
He's a very weak guy, so I don't see him switching.
He's an idiot. He's an idiot. He has no ethic.
Southern state, right?
It's not Kentucky, right? No. Let me see if it's a battleground state. What state does Mike Johnson represent? Let's say Louisiana. He'll probably still win it, but it might be a small margin then. Because a lot of people in those races only this check mark the parties they're part of instead of actually looking to the issues.
Yeah.
But the finals are very, very troubling as well. But that's another conversation. Yeah. Did we clear the palette today, guys, or what? Did we clear the palette today? Did we clear the palette today?
I think we did well.
Yeah. Anything else want to add, Dad, before we get out of here?
Let's do the next one sooner than later.
Without question. No reason why I haven't done it on a Sunday in a while is because I've been working Sundays lately. I took today off, so.
Okay, so let's keep the fire burning, man.
Alrighty. So, all right, Eric, where'd you go?
Eric is walking.
Not anymore. Oh, there he is.
That'd be it.
Where are you going?
Yep. No, I was just walking around.
He's on the move.
I'm gonna walk after this first set of games are done. The 4 o'clock session is not that great. So, well, actually, that's a lie. Buffalo, Pittsburgh playing today, so I can watch that while I'm walking. That's fine. All right, guys, that was a good podcast.
Yep.
All right, talk to you guys soon.
Okay, guys, love y'all.
Love you too.
All right, love you, man.
Okay, I'll see you later.